Okay, so here we are again, and we're about to pick up our very last Falmos, and we can see that our bags are almost full. This being a quiver, meaning we can only store arrows in it, so being a hunter we need to keep a constant supply of arrows, or we can't use our ranged weapons, which can be very annoying. So, seeing that we've completed a fair few quests now, we're going to head back and hand in the quests, and we're going to sell off the items, make some space, and when we hand in the quest we're probably going to pick up some new ones undoubtedly, so we'll see what happens when we get there. So we're going to travel now. I'm just constantly checking the map to make sure that I'm not going in the wrong direction. Just notice that there's an exclamation mark here, so there is another quest that I can pick up. Okay, so yeah, just heading towards that quest. I'm going to grab it and then hand in the others. So he wants me to bring 10 webwood venom sacks, so what's he on about? I came to Shadowglen to observe the webwood spiders that dwell in the Shadow Thread Cave. They are cousin to a much smaller variety of spider. Blah blah blah. First I would like some of their venom. Oh, and he's going to give us a new dagger. Oh, well, we might be persuaded to go and kill some spiders for him since he's too much of a pussy to do it himself. So we're just going to head over this way and hand in. In case you're wondering, I haven't rehearsed this or anything, so I do have to check where I'm going, and quite often, probably more often than not, I'm going to get lost. I usually play Horde, by the way, so not my first time playing Alliance, but hopefully my first 80 Alliance character. Yeah. So, oh dear, I was wondering why I hadn't seen everyone yet today. Oh, that's right, because they've been bitten by a spider or something. So, we may be able to help him. Oh, that's nice. So now we need a whole bunch of crap to save Ivern to make him an antidote. Well, that's good, because when we do it, we're going to get some items. Oh no, just some experience. Okay, that person doesn't like giving out items. Oh well. Never mind. Beggars can't be choosers, can they? Alright, let's go in here and sell some stuff off. By the way, I'm just pressing Shift B to open up my bags. You can also press B to open one bag, or click here to open them. I just have a habit of pressing Shift B, making them all come up. The bowyer seems like a good person to talk to. So they sell 200 arrows for 10 copper, so if we do run out, they're not that expensive to buy. We can't use shields as a hunter. We can equip this cloak though, and these gloves aren't as good as what we've already got, so we'll don't worry about those. Quest item, can't sell that. Food, if you eat food it helps you recover your HP faster. The regeneration at this level is pretty high, so you don't need to worry too much. So we'll sell off all these items which are pretty crappy and just no use to us at all. So while we're here, 2 silver, we'll pick up 200 arrows. We really don't need any more than that. It used to be that you could only store 200 arrows in each slot, so that means you could only stack 200 arrows. Now you can stack about 1,000, so makes it a lot easier on your bag space, because no matter what level you are, there will be a limitation to the amount of items you can carry. You can see that we can hold more bags here, we can get pretty big bags in each slot, but we're never going to not... Well, yeah, I may even go so far as to say we're never going to have just enough space, because we're always going to be, at some stage or another, struggling. Well, if you hoard stuff like I do, at least. So we'll hand in this quest here, and then I might go up that tree and talk to the trainer. But we'll grab... I'm not level 4, so I'll wait. Actually, so again, we've got a cloak and a belt. The belt's leather, but we can use it being a hunter, so that's good. So we'll clip that. We can either drag it over here like I did, or you can just right click it and it will equip it. We can now head over to this person and hand this one in. And again, not being level 4 yet, I won't go to the trainer. Hopefully this gives me enough experience to get to level 4, because I'd like to go and get some more skills to make things a bit more interesting. So, leather seems good to me, and we also get a healing herb, which restores 61 health over 18 seconds. So we've got to eat it. It's not like a potion or something, so don't think that if you're in trouble you can use that because you can't eat in combat. Congratulations, you have reached level 4. You gain 17 hit points and 22 mana. Agility increases by 2, intellect by 1, spirit by 1. Okay. WoW's pretty generous at this stage in terms of how long it takes to level, but you can see that before, I think level 2 to 3 required something like 900 experience, something like that, and this one requires 2100. Yeah, that number does mount up pretty fast, and you will find that each level takes longer and longer and longer, but that's okay, because, well, for the most part it's fun. I think so anyway. So, you can see that because I'm a bit stronger now, see, 33 crit, 2 hits, killed that enemy. Where before, would have taken more. Now, see how these little things are glittering? We hover over it. Oh, hyacinth mushroom. Says that for everyone's antidote, which is a quest we're on, we need 7 of them. So we right click and we'll gather that. Basically, we loot it and pick it up. We will need 7 of them, so but I'll just grab them as I run around. We're heading up the tree to get skills now. Okay, so yep, just heading up the tree. If you're wondering if the video does jump around a little bit, it's just because sometimes I have to randomly pause it when things crop up that I need to attend to, you know, such as life. But I'll try and make it flow as best as I can, and hopefully over time with a little bit of experience doing these, they'll become a little bit better, and hopefully either way they're entertaining. But hey, if nobody watches these or nobody likes them, too bad, because I will watch them and I will know that I leveled. Alright, now Hunter Trainer. So go in here, and okay, we can learn 2 skills. This one costs 95. I was going to say 95 cents, but 95 copper, and this one costs 95 copper. Luckily, we can afford both of them, so let's go ahead and buy those, and then I'll explain a little bit about what they do since they're new. So last time we got track beasts, and I explained that it brings beasts up here. Now we've got aspect of the monkey. The hunter takes on the aspects of a monkey, increasing chance to dodge by 18%. Sounds pretty good, and only one aspect can be active at a time. Well, that doesn't worry us too much, because we've only got one at the moment. If we go over here, press C to bring up the character tab, and click here, and look at defense, it will bring up our dodge rating, which is currently 6.15%, and we'll pop that on, and you'll see that we now have aspect of the monkey, and it works like a buff, same as Mark of the Wild did, which is almost fading, which if you missed out, some random druid gave me before. So our dodge is now 24%, dodge being melee thing, so if somebody tries to hit you, including enemies or other players in the melee skill, dodging them means that they won't do any damage, so that's pretty good. So 1 in 4 or so hits won't hit us, so that's pretty helpful actually. And the other thing we got was Serpent Sting. Stings a target, causing 26 nature damage over 15 seconds. Now this is interesting because this brings us to a different type of attack that we haven't seen yet, and that's the dot, or the damage over time. So essentially it's going to cause 26 nature damage over 15 seconds, so it's not going to do the damage instantly. It's going to tick, 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 and slowly sting, or poison, I guess you could say, the enemy. Quite a few classes have different dots, which again is damage over time abilities. Warlock's probably the main one that you'd be looking at if you want to be a master of dots. So we'll sting the enemy, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to stop attacking. Just press T to stop combat. And see, it's ticking for 5. And it ticks once every, I think, 3 seconds, that'll do. And so, yeah, that's pretty helpful ability, because, yeah, we want them to take as much damage as possible. We will get quite a few different stings as a hunter as we level up. So, we'll we'll talk about those when we get them, I think, because otherwise it'll just be way too confusing. Alright, so we're going to collect more mushrooms, so just as we see them. We also need to get those venom sacs. Now notice that it kind of just doesn't give a very helpful, I'll make it a bit bigger so you can see, it doesn't give a very helpful description of where to find the mushrooms and lilies in the Webwood Ichor. If we read the quest, it does tell us a bit more, like, I'll need hyacinth mushrooms. You can find these growing under trees, or you may collect them from the growl south of here. So we can actually kill enemies to get them, which doesn't sound like a bad idea considering killing gives us some experience. So let's head over towards those. Well, let's head over towards the spiders, and we will resume the video when I get there.